Hello, everyone. Robert Goldberg here, First Amendment TV. My condolences to Dan's family on his passing. But at this conference, you will see Dan asking a question. I'm sorry, you can't see him asking a question. That's why you just have the audio. But also, watch the body language and facial expressions of the people on the dais receiving this question from Dan. Thank you.
Yes. Hi, my name is Dan Haggerty, and I've been a member of the New Jersey School Choice Education Reform Alliance for a few years. When I moved here from California, it was the first group I wanted to join, because in California I worked on school vouchers, Proposition 174. It's a very big thing with me. When I got the invitation to this event, they said it was a conference, and I figured a conference would mean we'd all get to speak and talk about a different viewpoints about Common Core. But apparently that's not the case. This is more of a Delphi event. If people want to look up Delphi technique, that's what this is. The outcome apparently has been decided beforehand. I looked at the viewpoints of the speakers, and it's 8-1 in favor of let's implement Common Core right now. It's become a fait accompli. The only person who spoke against it was Bob Bowden. And, my question to the school choice group that I belong to is, when did we decide that school choice is not a good idea? Because this is a choice. This is a top-down decision that's being imposed on parents by the government. And I have to agree with one of the panel members earlier who said there's a lot of misinformation being spread about Common Core. It's true, but most of it's coming from the board, apparently. One speaker said this has widespread support. Well, that's just not true. If you go to the U.S. News and World Report issue of August 20th, 2014, that's a couple of weeks ago, the headline is, Common Core supports waning most now opposed standards. So I don't know where the reality is, but this is a world media publication that says something completely different. So my question to the NJSCERA is, when did you decide that choice was a bad idea?
But I don't think any of them are up here.
Well, that's telling right there.
It's about, let me ask a different version of that, which was a question from the audience, was about choice, school choice, and the questioner raised this prospect. Senator Sweeney had to leave. He had another engagement that he was pressed to get to, so he apologizes. But I guess I'll ask both of Senator Scanlon as well as Speaker Prieto. The Opportunity Scholarship Act was a bill that been floating around for as long as I remember in one form or another, and one that I know some folks in this room have supported strongly. It uses tax credits. Others have called it a form of school vouchers. Is that dead? Are we going to see that again? The governor pitched it for a little while, but we haven't heard back from him. This is off the topic of Common Core, I get it, but trying to address at least one issue raised by the questioner.
Well, first, let me get to your question. I don't see supportive standards and supportive choice as mutually exclusive. I'm a big supporter of choice, but we need to have some standards so we can assess the job that public schools are doing, choice schools within the public system, choice schools out of the public system. And I think that choice schools will distinguish themselves. So I don't think that's something that pro-school choice folks ought to resist.
Well, actually, Assembly, that wasn't my question about the standards versus Common Core. My question was about choice in terms of parents who are the real stakeholders having choice in the education system. It's great to have a conference, but there's never been a series of conferences that allow common citizens, we taxpayers, and parents to come in and ask fundamental questions like, where in the Constitution does it say we have to send our children to government schools? That's a fundamental question. Things like that need to be asked, and we're not given the opportunity. And someone up there before said that if you go to your school board, you'll be able to speak. My former co-host on the radio show I had moved to New Hampshire because he thought it was going to be a free state. He spoke up at a school board meeting about a pornography book that his daughter was assigned. He was arrested for violating the 2-minute rule. I mean, we don't get to speak and we don't have a choice.
I think we can have.
Yeah, I want to rescue for the 2-minute rule, but let's
Sure.
get this answered.